All right, everyone. At this point, I'm really glad I put this video together because this is actually a backup of a backup. Um, anyway, if you can see here real quick, there is a play and a play plus mode. And the play plus mode is basically the same as the play mode. You only get it once you've beaten the main game. Obviously, you don't have to beat it well. It's actually surprisingly difficult. Um, as you push through things, the game definitely picks up its the challenge factor. Anyway, let's go ahead and go into a real quick match. I think this was close to where I was last time, but I've obviously got much better stats, much better gear, so on and so forth. This is a lot easier if you're not doing the hero challenge, which is just the one basic character in each class. But the hero challenge is what I'm actually wanting to accomplish, so I'm sticking to just one character. It definitely makes things a little trickier. All right. Now, anyway, I'd actually put this thing together as a backup of a backup, and my main gaming computer is causing me trouble yet again. It's had power problems, it's had fan problems, and now it's had fan problems again. Actually, this is the second time. So, yeah. We're going to go ahead and boost these two in the back real fast, and then we're going to kind of just speed things up. I just kind of want to show, there is actually a difference between, how you organize things. The game actually has, at a glance, you just think, oh, you can just grind your way to the top, and this is true enough, but it's surprisingly sophisticated for a tower defense game, and it's pretty relaxing, all things considered. We're just going to watch real quick, and we're going to go through this, and, I'm going to fight these characters. If you adjust to the things the right way, the game's easier. If you adjust them the wrong way, it's obviously harder. And I'm totally doing this recording after the audio side, after the fact. I wasn't sure I was going to use this at all. I literally did it as a backup, and I am really glad I have it. It is saving my bacon. Anyway, was not intended, was not planned. Honestly, I was looking to do some more rimworld stuff, but last night I ended up spending my free time trying to figure out what's wrong with the fan again. That's the way it goes, right? Anyway, the battle looks like it's doing well. I've taken damage, which is, I'm going to beat the level, but we took some damage, which means we don't get any of the bonuses. And you'll get the XP, yada, 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 which is nice enough. But it isn't really what you're wanting in the long run. Anyway, if you play the game a little smarter, like now, we can basically set it up the same way, distribute points better, make sure everything's a little more balanced instead of just, putting it on one spot. And there's a little more attention to detail there. And you'll see it as I play on some of the more harder levels. This is not, and I must emphasize this is not a hard level. I'm just trying to show, even with these earlier levels, it still takes a little effort. The game does not scale like what people would be thinking it does. I don't know how to say that. You'll get the idea as the video goes on. It's pretty straightforward, I think. Famous last words. Anyway, yeah. We should be able to produce more good content, by the way, through the next week. I'm pretty excited. But anyway, I'm getting distracted. Alrighty, there we go. If you notice on the left there's a bunch of red pluses. They're all armored, which is why I've got the armored guy on the one side. That kind of stuff. Make sure he hits towards the armored targets and not just anything, because you want him to take the armor off. That's the whole point of him. He is serving a utility role despite being a knight. He is actually a utility class. Because he's the only one who can take armor off enemies. Get everyone boosted up. This time I'm not, putting it all in one spot. And when you run into something like these guys, you want to be able to put down a crystal. Oh, that one didn't do well. Yes, you want to pop the cooldowns. You want to hit things. Here we go. Alrighty. And again, actually, this gets chaotic enough. It's actually a little tricky to do, recording and the battle at the same time, which is, again, kind of why I'm really happy. Yeah, see here, I'm just going to pause it and pop this real fast and then let the game continue. You want to really kill those things as quickly as possible because they spawn those big batches. That's what probably cost me the points later on in the first run. Earlier on, not later on. Anyway, I'm just making sure everything's balanced, and then we're good to go. And here we speed back up. I have played a lot of tower defense games. I enjoy them. They're pretty relaxing. Many of them are awful. This is one of the better ones. I don't know if I'd say it's the best. It's definitely unique, that I can say. I don't know if I'd say it's the best. It is not like any of the other ones. Yep. All right. There we go. And then we just finish them off with a real fast pop, and we're done. And again, you'll notice not as much XP. I've already beat the level. I don't get multiple bonuses for that, which is kind of why they say, hey, you really should consider, if you're doing the hero challenge, increasing the XP gain, because it will make grinding a whole lot less painful. You want to figure out your stats. See this guy's utility. I don't care about damage. She is about damage, so I'm pumping damage stats. The same for the dragon. It's all about the damage, so I'm only putting things into damage boosting abilities. Everyone has a function. All right, we unlock a special item, and we pop it over here, and sure enough, it is worse than what I'm using because I'm using stuff from Game Plus. All the Game Plus stuff glows green. And there we go. This is my Game Plus map. If you'll notice, I barely completed any of it. I've mostly unlocked levels. But I mean, we'll go over here to the Hermit and we'll go check out some of this. This is where you get your really good gear eventually. It costs skulls, which I don't have any. We will be doing that on this video right here. And you can get some really nice gear compared to anything else in the game. This gear also comes with all special bonuses. Some of these are really useful. Some of these are less useful. We'll get into that later. Anyway, let's get back here real fast. I'm going to pop down towards the end. Yes, I am. Okay, we're going to go over towards the end real fast. You can see this is the last place's gear. They have, you can buy a single unique sword for 500,000. And then you just move on into the end game stuff. And the end game battle is absolutely crazy. I'm going to do my best not to spoil this. But yeah, you might want to skip ahead if you don't want spoilers. It's not really a huge story-driven thing. The story's good enough. It's better than nothing. What you'll notice though is it's like I bash into the boss real fast. And boom. Oh no. And oops. There we go. All right. Yes. And now you can't tell, but the boss is actually completely immune to damage for a while. And this level is an absolute madhouse. It is really fun. Really unique from a tower defense level because most tower defense games don't have something like this. Anyway. We can go back a little bit. Obviously, I didn't beat this level. at the highest difficulties. We can take a swing at it real fast, and you guys can kind of get the idea how this all works. I honestly don't remember if I beat this level or not. I think it's going to crush me, but we'll give it a shot anyway and see what happens. One of the big things you got to understand is the healer. The healer actually is not actually that useful in the long run for healing. He is actually useful for boosting. He actually has an ability that allows your characters to fight faster, harder, better, etc. while the cooldown is running. And that is something I'll get into here down the line, not in this battle itself. I'm just going to kind of walk through some concepts here. Yeah. Okay. And we go. I know it's not the most exciting thing But again, from my perspective, this is fantastic because it's better than generating no content for today on the longer form videos. Almost everything is now live. I have to say I'm really pumped about it. I'm going to just take a moment to mention this because, you know, I'm pretty excited. Like last night's video went really well from a what I'm wanting to accomplish perspective. I've finally got some scripts going. The scripts are looking better than they've ever looked. There we go. And I have to say, like, everything is lining up the direction I need it to line up. And yeah, it's pretty exciting, to be honest. I don't know if you guys noticed there, I used ice next to the fire effect, and the ice canceled it out. They don't explore the elemental stuff as nearly as much as many of the tower defense games do. Honestly, I kind of like it. They have a little bit of elemental stuff, but not that much. And it's just done very simply, very basic. So like the Ice Mage, she's definitely, you know, a slowing mechanic, which is awesome. But I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm used to them, you know, you got the stun mechanic and this and this. They do a good job with just, you know, we're just a bunch of people shooting arrows and hitting things with swords. It really does actually stay pretty balanced. And even in game, as you guys will see, I'll show like the stats difference between things here in just a minute. I think it's just a minute. It could be a little bit longer. And actually, I think I was wrong. I do believe I win this battle very thoroughly. Huh. I didn't remember that. There we go. Okay. This was from a couple days ago. That would have been the beginning of the week. Just from like a housekeeping perspective. There we are. Okay. Don't need to push them back or anything. And it was an easy win. We get a nice big huge XP bonus for the first victory. You know, I go through and I start applying, you know, all the stats. Here's Zeal. Yeah, nope, don't do it yet. Okay. Doop, 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 doop. That must be later. I thought it was this one. Oh, well. Okay. And here's, that's right. Here's one of the new weapons. Obviously, I can equip it. It does not do anything useful because my weapons are currently better. The new Game Plus weapons, that is. They are all better. Let's look at the bonuses real fast. I haven't done this any. The more stars you unlock, the more content you'll unlock. The more content you unlock, the better like upgrades you can get. I haven't used this at all. I'll go into it here at the end of this video real fast. This one, they all start really weak, but it quickly, very quickly, changes difficulty, as you will see. It's an endless map, so I mean, you know, there's no I've won point. There's no victory point. It just goes and goes and goes and goes. And I don't want, like, you know, an entire video of us just doing this. That would be a tad bit boring, so we won't go that far, but enough to show the idea. It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, like I said, this is mostly just filler, guys. I had filler. I didn't know what to do with it, and I need to fill in the gaps. So here we are, filling in the gaps. And it does perfectly from my perspective, that job. Obviously, this level is way easier if you actually have like a full squad of heroes with you. I believe this is not part of the hero challenge. So bringing extra characters to this is not against the rules for the hero challenge. However, once I recruit heroes, I will no longer gain the bonus from the hero challenge. So I can't do this with more characters unless I want to quit trying to get the hero challenge. It's a bummer. There we go. All right. I've got everyone decently leveled up. Yes. Okay. If you notice, like there at the top left. Oh no, I don't do my cursor yet. I thought I did my cursor around this point. Yeah, okay, yeah. If you notice at the top left, the numbers on the characters have changed a lot. We are no longer dealing with just low level stuff. This is only wave 25, and the whole thing requires me to get up to wave 50, which we will not be doing. I won't make it much further. I'm just, trying to get through some of the basics here. Learning how to play stuff is really important, yada, yada, yada. It gets surprisingly complicated, and this is definitely a point where it's like if I'd tried recording this while talking, it would have turned out much, much worse. There really is no, I can do two things at the same time. All right, and then I reach 35, and this is more or less where I start giving up. But it's not just because I'm giving up. If you look at those snails, I'm not doing any damage to them at all. My archer is the one that has armor piercing besides the knight. The knight can break armor. The archer can, see, I only get 35. The archer can damage through armor, like the knight, but the knight is the only one that can actually flat out break it. And when you beat these levels, you get books. I have not been using any of the books. Here I've got 2 because I beat 2 of the bonus challenges. Furious Start and Shock Lightning. Shock Lightning allows me to stun the enemies. Furious Start allows the characters to start with Fury, which is meh. Both of them are meh. Nothing is amazing. You can get Light of Judgment for beating this one. Obviously, I have no idea what comes with the next ones because I don't have enough stars. If I want to beat the Hero Challenge, I need to gather up enough stars in order to do that. So yeah, that's actually really my priority there. I've got most of the stars figured out on this one. If we go over to the Play Plus, you will see that I don't have any stars. And we can go ahead and do one of the early battles. And you will notice the levels are really low, but the health is really high. And we get stone skulls instead of items. Those are what we use at the Hermit. That's my money for this level. All right, let's get this battle done real quick. It's a really simple, straightforward battle. There's not a lot of complexity. We just want to, shove everything in the front here. Maximize the benefits as much as possible. And that's it. There's not, any tricks to this level. It's one of the early levels. But you will notice very quickly that these enemies are actually rather hard to take on. They are very durable. They are very tough. And it's not as simple and straightforward as it might seem. Mostly because there's not any flexibility. I kind of hate that, to be honest. Yes, either you have the power to just push through this or you don't. And I'm going to be fine, obviously. But I mean, it's a little tighter than I would like it to be. Anyway, I get the big level up. Bone raise stats, as usual. I'm just focusing on things. Nope, that's still not where I do zeal. Here I talk about, nope, maybe I do. Nope, not yet. I'd swear this is where I did. Nope, it is not. Anyway, we get the skulls. Yay! We can then take the skulls and go to the Hermit. And the Hermit is down here, and he can use the skulls to upgrade our items. And I want to point out real fast, the damage stats are not that much better. It's really the specials. Here we go, right? Let's see, there we go, yeah. See, my current weapon is 55. Those weapons were at 62, 63-ish. They're not that much better, but they are better. Here we're going to go ahead and do this level real fast. And unlock one of the better items, one of the end game items is what I would call it anyway. because you really need them for Hero Plus. Actually, I think it's called Hero Plus Plus. There are 2 hero challenges. One is plus, one is plus plus. I don't remember which one I'm trying to go for, but it's hard. I do remember that. It's a bit of a grind hard, but not as bad as a grind as it would seem. If I didn't do the XP plus 300%, yeah, it would be a miserable grind, and I would not be having fun at all. If I'm going to grind like that, I might as well play Disgaea. That's all I have to say on the subject. Yeah, don't enjoy doing that too much. All right, let's get this moving. Again, it's really simple, really basic, but it is harder than you might think. My knight, you can see he's starting to knock enemies back. That is one of his abilities. Like I said, he's very much a utility class. He's pretty much the only character that can damage armor. And there we go. All right. He's the only character that can really damage armor in a reliable fashion. Oh, no? Still no. Man, that must have been much later than I realized. Anyway, just, bumping the stats as usual. Ba-doop-ba-doop-boop. There we go. And then we go down and get one of these swords real fast. Yeah. Okay. And what we're looking for here is, see, like I can get this one. It's 4 damage higher than the highest purchasable weapon. Yes, but the key is this increased critical damage. We buy that. And I want to just show it real fast. My Berserker, there we go. Okay, and I don't know how to shift back to the thing. Yeah. Anyway, my Berserker has a ability called Flurry, and part of Flurry is Madness, which increases a critical effect. And basically we're getting a synergy there because my Berserker is, wait for it, a crit Flurry, Berserker. So by giving him that weapon, specifically, he gains a huge bonus to his main ability that I am using. These are all swimming enemies. I'm going to mention that real fast because later on it does kind of show up as a little thing. Whew, man, this one's a mouthful. I'd forgotten how much stuff is in this one little video. I didn't think it was that much. Whew. You definitely talk more after the fact than you do during the initial thing. And if you notice, like my healer there cannot actually overlap with my Berserker, which is a bit of a bad placement. I should have moved him over if I wanted better placement. It's all right. And if you're wondering why my dragon doesn't blow fire, I have purposefully avoided giving my dragon fire breathing abilities because honestly, the dragon's raw damage is really good. And he really does synergize really well with your Ice Mage. If you place him in the right location with her, which I think I did a pretty good job. And this map is going to go a lot slower. You just can't rush these maps. They start getting hard enough, like, if you notice there's no flame effect. The burning doesn't affect these swimming enemies. It's a major pain, but it is, whoops. Hey, I remember saying oops when I actually recorded that. And it still took out a couple. Better than nothing. Anyway, you'll notice that like the flame effect doesn't affect them. There's the stun effect right there. So yes, my lightning fires slower, but I can actually use it to stagger the enemies a little. It's not really worth it. You can do it, but meh. And at this point, I was actually thinking, hey, I'm almost done with the battle. And then I looked up at the thing. I'm like, oh, right. It's not over yet. I'm just on a slow speed. But I'm about to start boosting my character stats, getting everything up. And the enemy gets really close there. And it's just like, all right, let's push him back for a second. Honestly, I think the Frost Mage would have killed them before they touched my hero. But yeah. It definitely is getting tight over there. Okay. Yeah, and I think that covers everything. It doesn't look that complicated. It doesn't look that sophisticated until you actually start playing it, and the game is actually surprisingly deep. Um, the yes, I could just grind for like ever and a day to get up to level 99, but you don't get the big bonus modifier until you actually like beat a new level for the first time. So it's not as big an XP boost as you would think. And the grind really does turn into a grind if you're not careful. Um, I think I tried hero mode without the XP bonus one time, and it was just like, nope, not worth it. All right, there we go. Yes, and I mean, you can just, woof, there's a ton of XP right there. It's fantastic. Now nope, no, well, I'm upgrading my healer with Zeal. I could swear I slowed down and point. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now I do it. Zeal, there we go, right? I'm like, hey, see, here's Zeal. It gives healing, it damages enemies, and it boosts my character's ability to fight quickly. It's an amazing ability. And in the battle, you actually want to start managing how they use Zeal. Here would be a special mission. This is not in the base game. They have added it. It is just in the gameplay plus mode, and it's where you get the bronze skulls, which are what you use to, buy the really nice upgrades. And there's a story associated with them. I'm going to glaze over that because I'm not really trying to spoil a story. Alrighty, let's get this set up. And I know I get my butt handed to me on this one. I'm just not ready. I know I'm not. Again, it is a lot easier if you have a big group because, you can plop down several archers. You can actually have armor-piercing archers, DPS berserkers, flame dragons, melee dragons, so on and so forth. It's actually not necessarily easier, like from a gameplay perspective, because it still consumes a ton of resources. I think it's a little easier. They level the XP bonuses. The XP bonuses are flat, and I don't earn as much gold when you have a big party. So I mean, there's that. There we go. A good use of Dragon's Fire brings everything down. I played this pretty well, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough. I haven't even done the super sheep. Oh, I hate that level. I do not enjoy the sheep level. It's kind of like the cow world, if you ever played Diablo. Just, FYI. It's kind of like that, a good place to just kill tons of enemies, except you don't gain XP per kill, if I remember right. Maybe you do. I don't know. I never thought about it until just now. I don't think you get XP per kill, but I don't know how the mechanic works because honestly, I don't like, spending tons of time grinding out levels over and over again. And we're at the end of the wave, and it looks like everything is going really well, but the reality is I've missed something really important, and they are about to grind me into the ground, and there's not a lot I can do to stop it. It's those big slug things. They don't look special, but these ones are carrying a little surprise inside them, if I remember right. There we go. Oh, and those weird guys walking next to them are also pretty tough, too. That doesn't help. Yeah, well, you'll see. Do-do-do-do. All right. Yep. They just soak up too much damage too easily, and there's just not enough that I can do to bring them down. And it looks like we're almost done with the video. So you guys have a good evening. Thanks for watching this far, if you made it this far. I hope I made this a little bit interesting. I know it's not my normal content, but it is providing me a nice buffer while I struggle to get my main computer behaving in a way that doesn't melt down every 5 minutes. You know, here, see, this is like, you know, I got to put down a crystal because, you know, yeah, I'm just popping all the cooldowns. And I don't believe, yeah, the big ones don't move. I didn't notice that when I was recording it, but the big ones are immune to pushback. Did they kill my healer? I thought they killed my healer. That must not have happened yet. There he dies. Alright. I missed the whole adjusting the healer's abilities. Well. I'll do it again here in a minute, once he dies. Boom! Boom! No, he didn't die. I'd still swear he died. That was actually the real problem. He's really close to being dead. And no, still not dead. There he dies. Oh well. Right, and they're just big wave pushes through all at the same time. I just take a ton of damage. That would cost me the bonus skull, by the way, so I'll no longer get the bonus. And you'll notice the spawned creatures are actually invisible and have no health. Yeah. They have that, you know, temporary invulnerability thing going for them, which just, you know, makes them a pain. You know, and it's too late. And that's it, guys. I had a lot of fun making the video. Hope you guys have a good one.